For decades, the tabloids told you Neverland Ranch was a sinister place. They called it bizarre, creepy, dangerous. They painted Michael Jackson as someone living in a fantasy world, detached from reality, using the ranch for dark purposes. The media created a narrative, and most people believed it. But what if I told you there's footage, never-before-seen footage, that tells a completely different story? Footage of what Michael was actually doing at Neverland Ranch. The real reason he built it, the hundreds of people he helped, the lives he changed. Today, we're revealing what the cameras captured at Neverland that the tabloids never wanted you to see. The truth about Michael Jackson's private sanctuary, and why everything you thought you knew was a lie. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about what the media said Neverland was. The tabloids called it Wacko Jacko's Weird Ranch. They showed aerial shots of the amusement park rides and the zoo and implied it was all proof that Michael was mentally unstable. They suggested that a grown man building an amusement park on his property was evidence of arrested development, that he was trying to relive a childhood he never had. They questioned why children were at the ranch. They turned innocent charity visits into something sinister. They made every act of kindness seem send now. Footage is surfacing that proves it. Auspicious. When Michael invited sick children from hospitals to visit Neverland, kids with terminal illnesses who just wanted to experience joy one more time, the media asked, why does he want children around so much? When Michael built a movie theater and an arcade so these kids could have fun, the media said, what kind of adult does this? The narrative was clear. Neverland Ranch was weird. Michael Jackson was weird. And something bad must be happening there. But the people who were actually there, the staff, the families, the children who visited, they tell a very different story. To understand what Neverland really was, you have to understand why Michael built it. Michael Jackson never had a childhood. From the age of 5, he was performing, rehearsing, recording, touring. His father, Joe Jackson, was relentless, abusive. There was no time for play, no time for fun, no time to just be a kid. While other children were at playgrounds and birthday parties, Michael was in recording studios and on stages. He's talked about this in interviews, how he would look out hotel windows and see kids playing in parks and just wish he could join them. But he couldn't. He had a show to do, an album to record, a schedule to keep. By the time Michael was an adult and had the money to do whatever he wanted, he made a decision. He was going to create the childhood he never had, and he was going to share it with children who needed it most. In 1988, Michael purchased a 2,700-acre ranch in Los Olivos, California. He named it Neverland after the magical place in Peter Pan where children never grow up. And he started building an amusement park with a Ferris wheel, carousel, bumper cars, and roller coaster. A zoo with elephants, giraffes, orangutans, and exotic animals. A movie theater, an arcade, a train that ran through the property. The tabloids called it a sign of mental illness, but Michael called it a gift. A place where children, especially sick children, children from broken homes, children who had nothing, could experience magic. And that's exactly what he did with it. So, what does the never-before-seen footage actually show? Let's start with the charity visits. There's footage of Michael welcoming busloads of children from hospitals, kids with cancer, kids with terminal illnesses, kids who had been through hell and just wanted one day of happiness. You see Michael greeting them personally, hugging them, talking to them, asking about their lives, making them feel special. There's footage of these kids running through Neverland with pure joy on their faces, riding the rides, playing in the arcade, watching movies in the theater, feeding the animals in the zoo. For many of these children, this was the best day of their lives. Some of them wouldn't live much longer. Neverland gave them a memory they would carry forever. And Michael, he didn't do this for publicity. In fact, he actively avoided cameras during many of these visits. He didn't want it to be about him. He wanted it to be about the kids. But some footage exists, home videos, security camera footage, staff recordings, and it's starting to surface. There's footage of Michael spending hours with individual children, sitting with them, listening to their stories, not performing for them, not being Michael Jackson the superstar, just being a kind person who cared. There's footage of birthday parties Michael threw for sick children at Neverland, full productions with cakes, presents, decorations, and entertainment, all funded by Michael, all done privately. There's footage of Michael riding the rides with the kids, laughing, playing, being silly. experiencing the joy he never got to have as a child, alongside children who desperately needed that joy. The tabloids could have shown this footage, they could have told this story, but they didn't, because it didn't fit their narrative. Let's talk about the people who actually worked at Neverland, the people who were there every day, the people who saw what really happened. Multiple Neverland staff members have come forward over the years with their stories, and they all say the same thing. Michael Jackson was one of the kindest, most generous people they ever met, and Neverland was exactly what he said it was, a place of joy and healing for children who needed it. Testimonies from real Neverland employees. Chantal Robson, who worked at Neverland for years, has said that Michael would spend his own money to bring sick children to the ranch. He covered all expenses, transportation, food, entertainment, everything. She's described seeing Michael cry after spending time with terminally ill children. The emotional toll it took on him to know that some of these kids wouldn't make it. But he kept doing it anyway because it mattered. Former security guards have testified that they never saw anything inappropriate at Neverland. Ever. They've said that Michael was protective of the children who visited, making sure they were safe, comfortable, and happy. Staff members have described Michael's generosity toward his employees, how he paid for their children's education, how he helped them through financial difficulties, how he treated them like family. These aren't people with something to gain. Many of them no longer work for the estate. They're not getting paid to say nice things. They're simply telling the truth about what they witnessed, and the footage backs them up. So what does this never-before-seen footage actually reveal about Michael Jackson? It reveals a man who was deeply lonely, who built Neverland not just for others, but as a refuge for himself, a place where he could escape the brutality of fame and just exist. There's footage of Michael walking the grounds alone at night, sitting by the train station, looking out over the property. He looks peaceful, content. This was the one place in the world where he felt safe. It reveals a man who genuinely loved children, not in the twisted way the media suggested, but in the way any kind person loves seeing children happy. There's footage of Michael watching kids play and just smiling, not performing, not being on, just experiencing joy through their joy. It reveals a man who gave away millions of dollars to help others and never asked for credit. Financial records show that Michael spent a fortune maintaining Neverland, not for himself, but so it could continue serving as a sanctuary for sick children. The amusement park maintenance alone cost hundreds of thousands per year. The zoo cost millions, the staff salaries, the insurance, the upkeep. Michael could have sold Neverland at any time and pocketed the money, but he kept it running because it mattered to him that those children had a place to go. It reveals a man who was misunderstood on a level that's almost tragic. The media took his generosity and turned it into suspicion. They took his kindness and twisted it into something dark. They took the best parts of who he was and made them seem sinister. And Michael knew it. You can see it in some of the footage. The way he looks at cameras when they're around, the way he tries to protect the children from being photographed. He knew the media would twist anything into a scandal, and he was right. So why does this footage matter now? Michael's been gone for over 15 years. Neverland has been sold. The ranch is no longer what it was. It matters because the truth matters. Michael Jackson's reputation was destroyed by tabloid lies and media sensationalism. Even after his death, documentaries like Leaving Neverland continue to push false narratives without evidence. But this footage, this is evidence. This is proof of what Neverland actually was. What Michael actually did there. It matters because there are still people who believe the lies. People who think Michael was guilty of the things he was accused of. People who don't know that he was acquitted, that the allegations were proven to be financially motivated, that every piece of evidence supported his innocence. This footage shows the world who Michael Jackson really was. A man who turned his pain into purpose, who used his wealth to help others, who created a place of magic and healing because he understood suffering and wanted to ease it for others. It matters because Michael's children, Prince, Paris, and Blanket, deserve to have their father's legacy protected. They deserve for the world to know the truth about the man who raised them with love and kindness. And it matters because the hundreds of families who visited Neverland, whose children got to experience joy in the midst of unimaginable hardship, they know the truth, and their voices deserve to be heard. Neverland Ranch is gone now. Michael lost it to foreclosure in 2008 during his financial struggles. It was later sold to a billionaire investor. The amusement park rides have been removed. The zoo animals were relocated. The magic is gone, but the impact remains. There are adults alive today who visited Neverland as sick children, who got to experience one perfect day because Michael Jackson cared enough to create it for them. There are families who will never forget the kindness Michael showed them, who know that the tabloid version of Michael Jackson was a lie because they saw the real man. And now there's footage, evidence that can't be twisted or spun, proof of what Neverland really was. The media tried to bury this story. They wanted you to believe their version, but the truth is coming out, and it's time the world knew what Michael Jackson was really doing at Neverland Ranch. He was helping, he was healing, he was giving children joy. That's the real story. That's the truth. So there it is, the never-before-seen Neverland Ranch footage and the truth about what Michael was really doing there. Not building a fantasy land for sinister purposes, building a sanctuary for children who desperately needed one. The tabloids lied, the media twisted the truth, but the footage doesn't lie, and the people who were there don't lie. Michael Jackson was a good man, Neverland was a beautiful place, and the world owes him an apology. What do you think? Does this footage change your perspective on Neverland and Michael's intentions? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video opened your eyes to the real story of Neverland Ranch, smash that like button and subscribe to King of Pop for more truth about Michael Jackson's life and legacy. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching. The truth matters, Michael's legacy matters, and we'll never stop fighting for both. Peace.